Hey guys, what's up? It's Tristan here again, your acting teacher. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've been able to enjoy the really nice weather we've been having. It's been not too warm, not too cool. I hope went outside, got some exercise, got some sun in your skin, all the good stuff. Today we're gonna do some more. That's right, acting. Yes. So I hope you've played around a little bit with your hero and villain characters that we created last week. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun being a knight and an ogre. And the awesome thing about today is that we're gonna take those characters that we took last week and we're gonna bring them all the way back to today. And today we're gonna give you guys a bit of a challenge. Yeah, no, I think you've had a week. We did the first lesson. It's pretty easy. Like I said, acting is just playing make-believe. That's all we're doing. We're just playing a really fun game of make-believe. So, like I said, we're gonna take what we did last week, we're gonna use it today, and we're gonna give you guys a challenge. That's right. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna challenge you guys to act out as your character, but this time without speaking. Now, we know last week when I was the knight, I acted everything out, and I almost narrated it, right? We went searching, we found the tower, we saw the dragon, we ran up the tower, we slayed the dragon, and we talked to the town, right? And then as the ogre even, we went walking, and then we saw the sleeping merchant under the bush. We said, oh my goodness, we're gonna steal his gold. We stole that. So we did all that. We did all that with talking and stuff. We used our voice, right? We went over a lot of the keys and the things an actor can use in order to portray a character, and most importantly, one of them being their voice or their vocal tone. So we're gonna take that all the way today. We're gonna take that away. And the cool thing about that is, it might sound a little bit like scary at first, a little bit weird, especially because you're just gonna be using your body, and it's like, that's kind of weird. But when you think about it, the amazing thing about using your body without your voice is that you can actually still tell really cool stories. And the thing is that in theater, there's not just plays. Obviously, we have movies and TVs that also use our voice, but there's really cool other art forms within theater that don't use their voice, like, for instance, ballet. Ballet is done entirely with your body. It's a form of dance, and it's set to music. Nobody ever speaks in ballet. I think maybe there's like one random ballet where like somebody screams or something, but that's not the point. Usually it's just your body and it's set to music. And the thing is ballet, you can still tell really cool stories using your body and using your face and using the musical themes of a song. Also in musical theater. Now, musical theater, of course, you're still using your voice, but they sing, they dance and stuff. They don't always just speak. And you can still tell a really cool story and send a really cool message with, again, just your body. And the same thing in opera. In opera, they're not even technically talking. An opera is an entire musical just sung. So you go and you watch it, and the whole time they just sing. That's a lot of singing. That's no speaking. But again, the message can still be clear. There's a lot of really, really famous operas out there. Probably the most famous one right now is probably Les Miserables. And it's a French piece, and there's even a play, there's a musical, there's probably a ballet of Les Mis. Like, Les Mis is really popular, but the thing is the story, everybody loves the story so much that they've been able to put it into so many different art forms. So that's what we're gonna get a chance to kind of work on today again. Again, this is not supposed to be stressful. This is just something to get you up off your seat, maybe off your phone or anything, and just to kind of like lift your minds and use your imagination, make believe. Again, what I said last week is, if you're in theater and you feel silly, if you feel weird, if you feel like you're the craziest person on this earth, then you are absolutely doing it right. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get a little more silly and stuff. We know we got to see my ogre voice last week, and we got to see my bold and brave knight. Yes. So today we're gonna do a little bit more of that, but we're gonna challenge you guys, and we're gonna set it to music. So first of all, what you might want to do is you can look up, let's think, if you have a favorite movie, you can always look up your favorite soundtrack to that movie. That's kind of like where I like to start. I actually grew up as a kid listening to a lot of soundtracks, and I kind of have a little weird love for soundtracks. I think movie soundtracks are really fun. So for instance, if you really like, the Tangled soundtrack, you can look up the Tangled soundtrack. There's a lot of really good songs on there. If you really like the Avengers soundtrack, the Avengers, they have a great theme song, especially if you picked a hero last week. There's so many fantastic songs for heroes to use. If you used a villain, also in the Avengers, there's some really, really cool some really cool, like villainous kind of dark theme song. So the thing is that obviously sometimes some songs are more happy and bright, some are more exciting, some are more scary and exciting, some are more like sad, somber. So we'll start with heroes, because that's what we did last week. And I think that this week, for my hero, I'm going to create a pirate lord in the middle of, he's going to be in the middle of a sword fight, okay? So we have a pirate lord, that's who I'm gonna be, in the middle of a sword fight. And again, we don't wanna use our voice. So I'm gonna talk all this out first with you guys, then I'll play the song, and then I'll play the song and put it to body, and then maybe you guys can do the same at home, okay? So we have a pirate lord, and he's in the middle of a big pirate sword fight. Let's say there's another ship, and it's came and they said, we want your treasure. So they've hopped aboard my ship, and now there's a big sword fight trying to get my treasure. But I'm a pretty good swordsman, you know? I am not a pirate lord for no reason. I'm not just a pirate, I'm a pirate lord. So I'm pretty good at what I do, you know? If I do say so myself. So anyways, so he hops on the ship, and he's in the middle of the sword fight. So something that might be in the middle of a sword fight is exciting music, exciting and thrilling, and it's like something that really makes you want to like get out of your seat, or if you're watching it, it's gonna like keep you on the edge of your seat, right? Something that's just like gonna really, really keep you in the moment, okay? So let's see here, what you can do is, again, you can go on YouTube. So I'm gonna look up Pirates of the Caribbean, and fortunately, I already have the song saved right here. And I'm gonna play a little bit of it for you guys. Sounds pretty good, huh? Some pretty exciting, pretty thrilling stuff. Okay. So let's pause that. And this time I'm gonna go ahead, and I want you guys to go ahead and get up too. You can use this song, or you can use another song. You can use just this song to practice on, and if maybe in the meantime, if you think, oh wow, you know, it would be a really good song to use, I know, maybe this song, because it doesn't just have to be soundtracks. If it fits any kind of musical theme that would fit your hero and your villain that you created last week, then you can use it whatever you want. So let's go ahead and put that down. We'll get up on our feet. Remember, you want plenty of space. Okay guys, so I couldn't actually get my speaker to work. No worries, you can still use whatever you have to watch this. Maybe a phone, maybe a laptop, maybe an iPad. You can go to YouTube with, of course, your parents' permission to do all this, and you can look up any soundtrack you'd like, or if you have any like song that's not from a soundtrack, and it's still something that you feel like, wow, this song really fits my hero or my villain, I really feel like I could act out my character without actually having to talk with this song, then by all means, go for it. Again, the important thing with all this, the important thing with acting is that you have fun and you look silly. If you look silly and you're having fun, then you're doing it right. So again, we're gonna look at what I'm doing today for an example, first of all. So I'm gonna be playing a pirate lord in the middle of a really intense sword fight. And we're gonna be using the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. It's a really cool Disney film. And actually, I just remembered, last week I know we brushed over briefly, you can use props, of course, to make your character more exciting. Well, boy, do I have a prop for you guys. Got a sword today. I took the broom part of my broom off, so of course I'll put it back when I'm done. Yeah, if you want to use anything around the house, just make sure it's okay with your parents first if it's not yours, because you can't just be running around without brooms like me. So anyways, this is Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, I'm in the middle of a pirate fight. You can join me if you'd like, if you're a pirate too, or if you feel like this song really fits your character, then go ahead and get on up. Go ahead and join my sword fight. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Oh wow, that was a lot. I'm kind of out of breath. So I just did that whole pirate fight without talking, right? And sometimes, I think actually for the most part, now that I say this out loud, most people don't talk during sword fights, but you know what, that's okay. In the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, they actually do talk quite a lot in their sword fights. They make a lot of jokes. Yeah, they're always making jokes. I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but especially in the third one, like, they're always making jokes. It's really weird. So anyways, let me catch my breath so we can go back over this. So anyways, of course, this time I had a prop with me. I had my sword. And what I did was I personally imagined that I was surrounded by all these pirates, and I had my gold, and they, of course, like I went over, they wanted to get the gold. So what did I do? Of course, I don't actually know how to sword fight, but I pretended I did, and I used my trusty sword to get me away from the pirates. And then at one point, I was like, ooh, I need to go all the way up these stairs because their pirate lord was trying to get into my pirate cabin. So if you guys saw, I ran up all the way up the stairs. I got inside. I fought more pirates, and I defeated them all. See, and that was a very simple exercise. Of course, as we know from last week, you can really get more in depth with your character. You can really get as detailed as you want. And the thing is that this is just a challenge. If you feel like, wow, I really like the song choice, but now I want to talk with it more, then by all means, go ahead. Because like I mentioned earlier, this is just one part of theater. Like in musical theaters, they're talking, they're singing, they're dancing, they're doing the whole thing. Even in opera, they still speak. So that's just a challenge. So if you were able to do your challenge and you were able to get through your hero or your villain's quest or whatever task they had to do and you didn't talk and you're like, let's go ahead and let's put that all together now, then by all means, go for it. So I think before I go, there's actually one more thing that I wanted to talk about considering just using your body. And that is called miming. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen a mime, right? A mime is, it's like a clown. Well, it is a clown. A mime is a clown that does not speak. They just use their body, and they typically do not use props. I actually did one show where I did use props, but it was at SeaWorld, and it was a pre-show, so it was like the show before the show, and it was just me. So I would come out, and I would dance to a song, and then I would go in the audience, and I would do 3 separate activities with the audience. And the whole time, I could not talk. The only thing that I had, and even sometimes I didn't use this, was that I would have like a whistle. And so I would blow into the whistle, I would blow like really loud and shrill if something was exciting or funny, or I would give it like really short if somebody was doing something wrong or like getting in my way or something. Like if I was trying to run up the stadium and there was somebody selling popcorn in the way, then I would do a bit, like a little funny thing, where I would try and get around them, and I wouldn't be able to get around them, and the whole time I would be like blowing my whistle. And so that's called miming. I'm sure you've seen mimes. They often do the things of, you could be stuck in a box. So I'll be a mime for you guys for a second. Oh, and there we go. Step right out of my box, shut the door there, push that off to the side. So, again, that was just using my body, not my voice. For instance, if you guys want to try your hand at miming, I highly suggest it. Miming is so much fun. You can create your own box. You can find your walls, find your corner, find your other wall. You can find your door, just like I did. Step out of your box, shut the door, push that to the side. You can always pull something. It's typically pulling a piano, but you can pull whatever you want. So you can imagine that you've got rope in your hands, and it's really long and really hard to pull. And oh my goodness, as you get closer towards it, it's harder and harder to pull. I'm gonna have to take a shower after this lesson. Wow. Oh my goodness, and it flew right out my hands. Okay, it's It's gone down the stairs there. That's not good. It's probably a really big problem. So anyways, yes, that's miming. That's miming. Again, that's acting, using your body to tell a story. Some important questions for you guys. What do you prefer? Do you prefer, you know, using your voice with your hero or your villain? Do you prefer not using your voice and just using music? Do you prefer, I don't know, maybe a combination of all three? And what songs do you guys like? I love seeing actors act, and I love knowing what kind of music or whatever it is that makes their character come to life. So if you guys have any kind of input for me, right? So if you guys have any kind of input, or if you want to tell me how your hero or your villain character is going, what kind of music you're using, or even what kind of adventures, anything you want me to know that you're getting from my lesson, please don't hesitate. You can actually reach me at info@communityworks.org. Again, I'm Mr. Tristan. I'm your acting teacher. I want you guys to keep looking over music, keep reviewing your characters. If you have a really good hero, then I want you to go ahead and let's create a really cool, like, opposite villain. And maybe you can, like, play both. You can have a lot of fun with that. Again, I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million times more. As long as you are feeling silly and you are having fun, then you are acting right. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's lesson. I know I did. So until next time, next week. Bye, guys.